viewers, and welcome to a bit more Project Cars on the PlayStation 4. So here we are then in the RUF, ready to race at Le Mans Bugatti circuits in the rain, and away we go. Now this is just a time trial session. This was just me saying to myself, do you know, I just want to do some laps, get a feel for the game, get a feel for the car, see what it looks like. And it looks amazing, basically. You know, we go around those first couple of corners and you say, and of course this will be running at a smooth 60 frames per second, already is on the PS4 of course, and which is what you're seeing, and it looks absolutely fantastic, it has to be said. I mean, just the fluidity of movement, the feeling of the handling, it's just a joy to drive. And there's a lot of speed to discover. Obviously I'm a little bit heavy-handed with the controller, bearing in mind I use the wheel on a regular basis, but either way the refinement to the control pad handling over recent weeks has been considerable. If you've ever played it a year ago, it was near impossible because it was so sensitive, and so the team have worked to really hone that handling and make it work for console. And you can see the different views, the replay views as ever. It looks stunning, giving you that full replay coverage, TV level coverage, as I go a bit wide on that couple of corners, but I can track again now. Now the weather settings I've set here were to go from light rain to heavier and heavier and heavier rain, and then to dry up a little bit towards, brighten up a little bit towards the end. So as I'm racing round, the grip is deteriorating from the circuit, the track's getting wetter and wetter. You'll actually see that visually as well, and I'm just trying to be a little bit tentative because I'm trying to keep this a clean run, but I wasn't really thinking about that when I was racing. I was just enjoying the driving and just trying to go as quickly as I could. And that's what's the beauty of this. So I wanted to share a little bit of this action with you all. If you have any questions about the PS4 version, do pop them in the comments below. If I can't answer them, I'm sure some of the Project Cars community can. But you know, obviously the delay has been frustrating for people. But at the same time, when I see the builds, I've been playing the builds regularly now for, I say regularly, every couple of months or so for the last 9 months on the PS4, and I've seen regular improvements. You know, this game is miles beyond where it was in, say, September, October last year. It's miles beyond where it was even in January this year. So, you know, it's great to see the refinement coming together. There's still bugs and glitches. I mean, this version you're seeing is still an early work in progress. I mean, we're probably built sometime around February time. There's a lot of work to be done on it even since this version. So it's great to see how it's coming along, and as you guys can see at home, it's not something that's a million miles from launch. It's simply awaiting those finishing touches to make it work great and not be full of bugs. You know, we want it to be a solid game that everyone can just get started on and enjoy. As I go a bit wide there, the weather conditions have deteriorated still, and I'm looking for my braking point. I kind of used this as a bit of a barometer before I did the Formula B run you've seen on the PC. This was recorded before that. It was recorded a few weeks ago now, before it was actually delayed, of course. Getting a bit late into the apex of that chicane, and it sent me all over the shop. And the weather conditions are really deteriorating and really affects the car's grip, and once you get to that point you realise I just can't go my normal speed, I've just got to go slower. So going very wide in that section, but it's working for me in terms of the condition and the grip that's available. So now for these corners I'm braking just a little bit earlier, struggling to get on the power, wheels spinning. Looking at my braking points. And what am I doing at the moment? I'm thinking about how to get on the power more smoothly. I'm trying different techniques with the trigger just to get on the power in just the way I'd like. And finding a braking point for this corner, I find this corner tricky, especially in these conditions, a little bit slippery. You're trying to maximise your speed, but you're never going to be as quick in the wet as you are in the dry, so to be that difference. Now I'm racing from helmet cam view here. Gives you that nice depth of field. Looks nice with the windscreen as well. So it works really well. Works really well. Now of course we have the full screen gameplay, which you see here as well. So this is literally what I was playing. It's my view I was playing, and we'll also have the replay view selectable on here, as with the earlier PlayStation previews as well. It just gives you an idea of how it looks. I wanted to try and cover all bases, but obviously when you're recording this as limited time, I pop into a room and I do a bunch of laps, and that's the end of my session. So I really just wanted to enjoy myself. But this is just me indulging myself in a few laps. Getting to grips with the title, but I'm going to leave you with a bit of no comment run action now. There'll be loads more Project Cars content to come on the channel, on PlayStation, on Xbox One, on PC, so lots to look forward to. Let me know in the comments what cars and tracks you'd like to see. We'll always try and put up whatever we can to show off some of the game's features that are available, and no doubt I'll be looking at the career mode as well as some basic tutorials of just getting into this sort of style of racing game. If you've not played it on console, it is different to other games that are out there on console, apart from say Gran Turismo of course, which is similar but different. Certainly I find, for me personally, I have a much better feel in a game like this than I do in Gran Turismo, and it's just down to the tactile feeling of the car and the tyres and the way it reacts on the tyres and the way you turn into a corner and the way it grips. So I make it sound like a long-winded answer there, but in actual fact it just means you turn in, the car does what you expect it to do, and that's not complex physics. It's just an intuitive feeling. That's what it is. And in fact that's what a game's always needs. Whether you're making an arcade game or a simulation, it's all about how intuitive it feels. It could be an arcade game, but if it feels right and everything feels balanced in that world, then the handling is great. If it's not right and there's a shortcut that's been made to make the car behave in a certain way, then it doesn't feel right. But in simulation terms as well, often some of the most advanced simulators have those little shortcuts, slippy curbs and slippy grass and little things to make it harder than it really is, to force you to stay on certain parts of the tarmac or certain lines or in certain gears. So it's nice when something just feels natural. It just feels like that's right, that's how that should work, and that's how this game is coming along now. So certainly this is a car that I'll be racing a lot. I raced it on the PC as well, and it felt absolutely fantastic. So it's nice to see how it's converted to the console version. But I'm rambling for another whole lap, so I'm going to leave you now with a bit of no comment for the rest of this run, and there'll be more from me very soon. And if you're still watching, then we're on to the replay now, and I love a good replay. I've said this before, I had to come back because I completely forgot. Replays, I've not spoken about them on this particular video. Racing around Le Mans, that is the camera view that you see up to turn 1, and it's great to see it's in the game, looking lovely. There it is. Very nice indeed. You know, you're just going to have so much fun online watching races and watching your saved replays and taking your photos. So I come down the hill there, a little bit too quick, car going wide. But suffice to say, replays are looking fantastic, and I'm going to keep raving about them because I love a good replay. That's just me. It's one of the things I like in a game. It's one of the things that, I don't know, I sat down and watched Gran Turismo when it was first launched back in, whatever, 97, played it, watched a replay of the high-speed ring, and thought, wow, that replay looks amazing. Look at the car. I remember a car oversteered into a corner, and then you just sort of correct it. Gives you a little wobble as you exit the corner. Looked fantastic. Never seen that in a game before. Replays, we watched every replay. And that's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this game is you're going to run a race with your friends, you know, do some laps, look at the replays, and it's going to look incredible. And that's really what sort of adds to the motorsport atmosphere that you see here. Really nicely sort of put together. So I go a bit wide on that section. The weather conditions were tricky. Nice to see the car reflecting on the road surface and the puddles there as well. So that's it from me again for the second time in this video. I'm going to leave you with more replay action, and as ever, more from me very soon.